Now, gentlemen, I want to ask you this. At that point, Frank was arriving, but you had arrived. The two of you were at, and still are, you were at the height of your game. You, easy reader, and then street smart, and then Crazy Joe Clark, and then Glory. And Tim, you were Merlin in Top Gun. So he had nothing to lose, but you guys, you had reputations. So what specifically was it about this that you said, we're in?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking both of you what made you say yes to this project?
It was an incredible script.
Yes.
I read the script without knowing which character I was being told to read for. Nobody told me which character to read for.
Really?
No. So when I read the script, I called my agent and said, whatever.
Wow.
It didn't really matter to me. And then he said, no, they want you to play Red.
Which still blows my mind. They didn't tell him what part we were sending him the script for.
Wow, I didn't know. I didn't know. I mean,
Agents always say, "Of course we told him. He knows." They never.
Didn't know. But then when I did know, boy, I was like, okay, I own this.
Funny, that's what I thought too. It was a beautiful script. Frank wrote a truly extraordinary script, and I would suggest anyone that is learning how to write screenplays to read that script. Yeah, it's so beautifully constructed.
That brings
well, it goes back to the question you had asked me, which is what drew me to it.
Right.
Let's loop back around to Stephen King. That incredible story that Stephen King wrote that captured me when I read that in different seasons. I mean, it just seized me. It's one of the great stories of all time, and I thought if I'm lucky enough to get my hands on this thing and then lucky enough to get somebody to recognize how good the story is, then make the movie, then fantastic. So it's really the gift that keeps on giving is the one that Stephen King gave us. He gave that story to the world. I was able to co-opt it, steal it, borrow it, and then pass it on to these guys in the form of the screenplay. It's really, we're all responding to what Stephen King had given us, I think.
Now, and about this script, you know, the standard operating procedure now in Hollywood is somebody writes a script, and then they bring in 17,000 creative executives to develop it. And
Ruin it.
right. They call it making it better. And they develop it, Now, how much development did you have to deal with?
Precious little, because I mean, again, going back to Martin and Liz, the wonderful place that they had created, this incredible, now is mythical in my mind, and I'm sure in many people's minds, this place where a filmmaker could really go and get their movie made with a minimum of grief and a minimum of having to fight for your, for your movie, because they were there to help you make it. So development was, I think the biggest comment was, the movie ended. My original script ended with Red on the bus, going off to this uncertain but hopeful future, which is how the Stephen King story ended and how I ended the script. And they said, after putting the audience through 2+ hours of hell with these characters, you might owe them a reunion at the end of it. Would you please consider shooting a reunion of some sort, for the catharsis of the but they did it. And then I'm sure there were a few other suggestions, that they made, but they were always incredibly reasoned suggestions, and they always said the smartest thing they could possibly say, which is, and if you don't like it, we're not going to force you to use it.
Wow.
That ending also allowed us to end about 3-month shoot in St. Croix.
Yeah.
Sweet.
A 3-month shoot in Ohio, in St. Croix.
And St. Croix.
Now,
I mean, forgive me, but holy God, the heat, the humidity. I remember thinking my brains were leaking out my ears, and then suddenly there would be hail, and then it would be a
Don't forget the
hailstorm.
tornadoes.
Crazy.
The tornadoes too. There were a couple
Yeah,
tornadoes.
we did, didn't we?
tornadoes.
It was a brilliant location, though. I mean, all kidding aside, and they were so good to us, the folks from Ohio,
Can I
who
ask?
will beat the shit out of me because they're all in the first row if I'm not careful.